All right. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. After almost 2 long months, I think it was 2 long months. Let me go double check that. I could very much be wrong. No, it was almost 2 months. Damn, I was fast with this one. But yes, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. We are back. Welcome to some more Pathfinder. Today is kind of mostly just going to be more of a podcast, if anything. Just all of us, sitting around, hanging out, talking about the new campaign. And we're going to be introducing the characters, we're going to be introducing the world, and I plan on answering some generic questions that the players may have. But overall, it's just mostly establishing like where characters are and everything. I wanted to go ahead and use this stream as an example of kind of along the lines of something what Dungeon Masters should do when they are starting up a brand new game. So, I hope you guys are ready. I hope you guys are strapped in. But before you do, please make sure to go get some water, grab a snack. And if you don't want to, just sit here and watch all the, the video and everything, feel free to just have me on in the background. Either way, as long as you guys are enjoying the stream, then it makes me happy. I have my gallon of tea. I have my chips. And we are ready to go. So, shall we go say hello to everyone else? I gotta turn down the loot. Oh my god, that's intense. Alright, let's go say hello.
It's
Trust me, I've been up and down the East Coast.
State flowers.
I've been up that and down
No,
the
let's
East
be
Coast
honest.
several times.
Potholes.
No, pothole. The road is
Potholes and
90%
pollen.
potholes in Pennsylvania. And
Potholes and
pot's not
pollen.
even legal in the state.
Well, damn. You guys have no fun. It's legal here.
No, it's not that we don't have pot. It's more along the lines like we have a lot harder shit.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
I blame the Amish.
They're
Weird.
the ones growing the pot.
Yeah, weird, but okay. So good evening, everybody. Hello.
Hello.
Good
Well,
morning.
Hello.
Howdy.
It has been a long 2 months, hasn't it?
Too long.
Longer for me.
Well, longer for you, definitely. But, I was explaining to my chat, before I came in here, this is kind of going to be along the same lines of literally just like a podcast. So we're just going to be sitting here talking, shooting the shit, and just making, little connections here and there. And,
Okay.
I wanted to kind of use this as an example of like what usually is a good idea for Dungeon Masters to do. So we'll see how it goes.
Woohoo.
So
Session 0.
yeah, welcome to Session 0 of the region of Endroth.
Yippee!
Who's ready to
Hey,
die?
motherfucker.
Always.
What?
Today's a good day to die, KP.
What? No, you guys aren't gonna die. It's fine.
Not
He
today.
says as he adjusts stats.
What? No, I don't even have. I have your first encounter already planned out. Like session 1 and even session 2, they're already done.
Look at you planning ahead.
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of the stuff is going to be, just getting the characters used to each other, so it's really not that difficult. So, I figured we go ahead and start off more along the of having you guys introduce yourselves and giving like a full-broaded oversight of who your character is, and if you want to tell the audience, you know, who, anything about them, any special qualities, traits, or talents, or whatever, that would be probably what we could go ahead and start off with. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is our cast for the foreseeable future and probably the next 2 years of my life.
Don't say it
He
like
loves
it's
us
such
so
a bad
much.
thing there.
We were talking.
You invited us.
I know. We were talking yesterday,
Well, see,
and there has been some things that were said during that conversation, and I'm already smacking my head against my desk.
I was not present for this conversation.
I-
What did
We'll
now
get
I'm
it.
very
We'll get into
confused.
it. We'll get into it. Don't worry.
We will touch on it, Brady, because you're
Okay.
going to enjoy
The
it just as
biggest-
much as us.
The biggest thing to take away from this is we built our characters separately.
Yes.
That
So,
will come into
And
play
they're
later.
all
to
they're all very connected in some way or another. It's
So-
hilarious.
to
Don't you
give
just
some
love it when that
context to the viewers, when I tell everybody, hey, I'm starting up a new campaign, you guys are going into the next region of my world, Apanox, and here is the region, and here is its overarching theme. So, I think it would be better if I start off with that, so that way everybody has context before everybody starts blabbering things about their characters and how it ties into the region.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's probably the best.
Let's go with that then. So, I think this would be the perfect time to show off the brand new overlay.
Ooh.
Yeah, it would.
So, ladies and gentlemen, may I present to you the region of
quickly trying to pull
Endroth.
up Twitch.
The region of Endroth.
Me and you, Matt. Me and you both.
I see a pikeman
I'm
as the
so out
odd
of the loop all the
man.
way up on top of my mountain.
Whee!
I see an odd man out. Everyone's like some type of roundish shape, and then there's
I know, right?
a fucking square.
Yeah.
So I'll go
The
ahead.
fucking
I'll go ahead and
square.
post it.
Well, first I have to
in-
watch an ad.
Oh, hold on. Give me a fucking minute.
Oh, I see it. There we go. I'm in. Yeah. Oh, wow. He's really just a square.
Yeah, he is just a square. So yes, this is our brand new overlay.
Isn't to make your character look bigger, Cody?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so this is our brand new overlay for the region of Endroth. So this art was done, of course, by my model mama, Coolitz. And I'm gonna go ahead and pull up their Twitter right now. So this is their Twitter. They make amazing art, and they were very, very kind to create my model alongside with the brand new overlay that you guys see here. So thank you, Cool. You're the best. And I can't wait to commission you again for
Pretty cool.
whatever crazy shit that comes to my head. All right, so yes, this is the region of Endroth. It is located on the southwestern portion, or the southwestern quadrant of Apanox. And if I go ahead and open up my Obsidian notes, I have something to read off. So, Endroth is a region built off of progress and innovation in the pursuit of alchemical discovery. The region's leading alchemical researching guild, Genesis, has made many strides to the progress of the region.
Ugh.
Potions and alchemical mixtures of elemental properties are very common in this region, but Genesis wanted more. 50 years ago, a group of scientists in the Genesis facilities wanted to experiment on living matter. The leaders of Genesis forbade the practice of genetic alteration as the idea was unexplored and it could become uncontrollable. This would become a great debate within the guild, eventually causing a part of Genesis to break off and travel to a different region to begin their research. The idea would not be explored again until 20 years ago. The researchers decided to experiment with artificial life, with the goal of creating a controllable organism used for medicinal purposes. This, however, did not go as planned. One of the head researchers, Nicklin Markley, head of the Markley family, found a major flaw in the alchemical formula of experiment 481 that has a tendency of mutating. He tried to warn the leaders of the guild about the flaw, but due to the success of experiment 481, the guild authorized the continuation of the experiment development. Nicklin Markley decided to take things in his own hands. He decided to research a counter for the experiment, but he did not have enough time. Experiment 481 mutated and developed a consciousness. It escaped containment and caused a great catastrophe, leaving the entire main Genesis facility in the city of Velgaros, which is an Underdark city. You will see right up here in the top right, this is Velgaros. Leaving the entire city.
These things is not like the other.
Leaving the entire city in ruins. Experiment 481 evolved into a hive mind-like virus that takes over the minds and bodies of intelligent creatures. Recently, in the last 5 years, it has been slowly corrupting the land and it is spreading fast. Recently, Nicklin Markley has passed away and left behind a clue to potentially stopping the virus. That is where our journey begins. In the surface city of Eaglefront, where a group of adventurers are about to get a job commission that will change their lives forever. So, who are these?
Map Eaglefront is.
Right over here, where the little heart is. It's on the far right-hand side.
Our little wagon.
Oh,
Now I think
Okay,
we'll be
I'm
good
the
as long
left,
as
that's why.
donkeys don't die this time. Okay?
There are no
don't have
donkeys.
No more dead donkeys.
There's no
We don't have
donkeys.
No more
donkeys.
dead donkeys.
There are no
We all have
donkeys.
donkeys.
We'll get to that in a minute. So, who are these valiant adventurers who are about to get wrapped into the adventure of a lifetime? Let us start.
yeah, Valiant's one word for it.
Let us go ahead and start with the order of which you guys are in my prism. So, Brady, we will start with you.
I am.
Glad you.
So you could go ahead and introduce yourself, tell us about your character, your quirks, your traits, anything you want to share.
I am a Sandorel Ravenstar, commonly known as Ace. Born of a merchant family. Found out at a young age that he had magical capabilities and wanted to play with the blade as well. So he spent his life living in the lap of luxury, playing with swords and magic. Until one day, someone found him and started teaching him. More on that will come later. Now he spends his days traveling with his carriage, 2 horses, and a couple of other things. And being an adventurer, making a name for himself.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard Brady's voice a couple of times, especially during the discussion of Luavara. But yeah, Brady has been a part of my campaigns for a very, very long time. And
I was part of the first campaign you ran.
Exactly. And it's great to have you back.
Great to be back. I was upset I wasn't part of the last campaign.
Rusty, let's go ahead and start with you now.
Oh boy. I am Vanya Vidalia. Served some time as a maid to a noble family, the Lemento family. Before an event set me off on the path to adventuring. And the rest of that, I'm just gonna keep. You're gonna have to find out.
Ooh, mysterious.
Bubble.
All right. Jacob, your turn.
I was 8 from the last campaign, but now I'm playing Hazama, a Vishkanya that is a vigilante. Now for him, don't worry, I'm not going to be bullshitting around like 8.
Thank God.
I'm going to have a proper build this time.
Let's hope you don't
Thank
die.
God.
Oh no, there's still that bet going on. Here's the thing. If I do not die a single time this campaign, this motherfucker, the DM, is gonna get a maid outfit for his character.
Ooh.
Yeah, I did.
So
I did make that deal.
So I'm gonna try to be elusive as fuck as a merchant.
For those that don't know what his race is, it's basically a snake man.
Snake man.
Yeah.
I'm Nick Man.
Nay.
I'm a snake man. So yeah,
Not necessarily Naga,
Snake.
like he has his legs and arms.
Also,
He's a bipedal snake.
That's it.
yes.
Rusty, did you ever say what your race was?
I'm a Kitsune.
Oh, I
There you
never
go.
said mine. I am an elf.
Yeah, you're the only one that mentioned your race.
Either way, my character. He is a merchant. He comes from a family line of merchants. He had a shady dealing, and it cost him dearly. What did it cost him? I'll let the viewers find out later.
Y'all are being so secretive.
Yeah. I mean, hey,
Can't
you gotta
reveal too
have
much.
something- Exactly.
I need to have something for session 1.
Yeah.
All right, Matt, your turn.
I am the Lorax. I speak for the trees, and for some odd reason, the tree has feminine knees.
I thought you
Hello,
were gonna
ladies
say
and gentlemen. It's me,
feminine
everyone's
needs
favorite
for a second
wordsmith.
there.
I thought you were gonna say,
It's
and
me,
I am
everyone's
the
favorite
tree.
wordsmith.
Exactly.
I am playing this round a dryad named Sequoia, whose entire life story can be summed up in a very simple statement. I lived in the woods.
As most dryads
She
do.
knows jack all about this place.
She is extremely sheltered.
Get ready to explain. Oh yeah. Get ready to explain the most simplest concepts to me, bitches.
Child traveling with.
Oh yes. Let's tell her where wooden homes come from.
Whoa.
I listen.
Oh, wait. What about the carriage?
Or how
Listen,
fires are made.
Honestly, I don't know how old. We don't know how old Sequoia is. Yeah,
But
we don't
still.
know how old Sequoia is. Sequoia could be the oldest person here.
But
We'll have
still,
we'll have to find out.
we'll have to find out. But still, she
Oh,
gets to
yeah.
figure out how a carriage is made.
You guys are
How
awful.
fire is made.
You guys are awful. Fucking 20, we couldn't make it 25 minutes without dipping into some kind of racism.
Hey. it
I can
wasn't intentional.
identify. That it's made of wood, you idiots.
I know.
But what if he's a tree that identifies as a rock?
I know what a.
Is it racism then?
We're moving on.
No,
No,
that's
I'm
code.
not going down the rabbit hole.
We're moving on. I'm not going down. I'm not getting canceled today on Twitter. KP.
Only Twitter.
Session 0 gets canceled immediately.
KP, go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm KP. I played Aristella in the last campaign. I am playing. The name eludes me for a moment here. One moment. I am playing Florentia Nimrith. So a little bit of backstory about her. She was found on the steps of an orphanage. And when she was old enough, she actually went to work for the local wealthy merchant family, and worked for them for quite some time. Luckily, they had a diverse staff, and as her magic affinity developed, she met someone while working there that was able to help train her. Seeking to find more answers, she decided to become an adventurer and travel the continent and see what there is.
All right. And Cody,
Hello,
your
hello.
turn.
Yep, it's Cody here, and I am playing Astrosis Pontiki. I am a mouseling, sitting at about 2 foot 6 inches tall, and only weighing about 28 pounds. I am a little frontline tank for the group, and I run around with a shield and spear. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope so. Hope I don't get eaten right away, especially considering half the party wants to eat me.
Look at that snack.
Basically, I grew up in the Underdark and make my way as an adventurer. And when I'm not doing that, I am creating cheeses as a cheesemonger.
Cheese tax.
Jeez,
Yes.
tax.
Had to throw that in there, of course. So yeah,
All right.
that's a story.
And now, finally, introducing your DMPC, the one who will be traveling with you. This is Calvin Markley. Not much is very well known about Calvin, as he is what is considered the black sheep of the Markley family. His grandfather, mentioned in the overview of Endroth, is Nicklin Markley himself. Let me go into his page here. Calvin is the forgotten human alchemist of the Markley family. He lived most of his life alone, drowning himself in his studies under the guidance of his grandfather, Nicklin Markley. With both parents deceased, his grandfather and grandmother were left to raise him. However, with most of his time taken up, Nicklin barely had any time to spend with his grandson, but he managed to pick up his grandfather's talent for the practice of alchemy. Being one of not many possessions, he struggles with his alchemical practices, but he does do his best for the ideals that his grandfather planted when he first taught Calvin about alchemy. And that is progress and the pursuit of all kind. So that is your party, ladies and gentlemen. The 7 of us will be traversing the region of Endroth and solving whatever kind of random shit I can come up with. So, Mostly for anybody here. I know we wanted to talk about and discuss like basic, basic things about the region. Like if you guys, I know I've been keeping this a secret a lot. Like a lot of things about this region you guys don't know about yet. Do you guys have any questions for me in regards to the setting of Endroth and, like anything about the region that you guys are curious about?
So the one question I have is mainly about our starting out. So are we all from this point, or are we from different locations? How did we hear about this job?
So
Is this a job that was posted, or
this job that you guys are going to be getting is literally just a job in a guild hall that you all just coincidentally happen to be at.
okay?
So-
So we're all here for our own personal reasons. It just so happens to be at the same time.
Exactly. You guys were just randomly gallivanting around the human islands that are located in the southeast region, or the southeast part of the region. So High Yard, Fair Forest, Basin Hall, Eagle Front, the capital, Arcadia, all of those 4 islands on the right hand side of the map, just all right here. That is the human part of Endroth. You guys were just gallivanting around and just so happened to be in Eagle Front, probably just got off of a boat or, came up from Arcadia, however you got here, and you're just looking for work. That's pretty much it.
Okay. So we were fated to come together. How about that, boys and girls?
That's something actually none of us said anything about our characters, where we're all from.
Well,
Great question, Brady. I couldn't give you an answer.
well, it could be a thing that we discovered later on.
True enough.
I hinted towards mine, kind of.
See this?
I have
See all
less of
those
a
trees,
question.
Brady's? That's my home.
Yeah, same, Matt. Same.
So less of a question, Brady?
Less of a question, more of a comment. Could you bring back up the Underdark map?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me find where I saw it again. Something caught my eye there. Oh, great God of ours.
Oh. Oh, yeah.
What was Al's last name?
Oh, I know. Yeah, I know. It's just a little Easter egg I threw in there.
Fair enough. Surprised I caught it that quick, though.
No, I knew you'd find it pretty quickly. It's not that difficult to see it. Brady's pointing to the little town of Grimborn down here. Grimborn was the last name of one of his previous characters in a campaign I ran.
He had a really sad birth, so he was Grimborn.
Matt, what was the name of the mountain character that you played? The guy that couldn't be moved?
William.
Oh,
William.
William Robert Glickman?
Yeah, I found him on the map too. If you go directly to the right, Dirt Helm.
Yeah. So, a couple of things that I do want to mention, especially about the Underdark. So, unlike the region of Luovara, where the Underdark and the surface were kind of like, clashing, it is the complete opposite here in Endroth. The Underdark,
Yeah, we all good in the hood.
yeah, the Underdark and the Surface World are in like very, very tight bonds. To the point where like they completely have banded together in order to fight off Experiment 481 that is currently ravaging in the Plague Lands. So another thing that I'm going to mention, I am not going to be referring to the virus as Experiment 481. I am going to be referring them as parasites. Because that's what they are. So whenever I'm talking about the parasites, I am going to be talking about creatures that were made because of Experiment 481. And yes, Genesis are the good guys. For what you guys fought over in Luavara, that splinter group that broke off of Genesis from Endroth when they were trying to develop life, that was the group that you guys fought off. They would go out to Luavara, set up all the facilities in, the Boreal Tides, in the swamp, in the desert, and they would eventually go about and create Silky and all of the creatures that were made during that time. So you guys are going to be dealing with the primary branch of Genesis.
Fun. Anyone else notice we look like the reject cast of Narnia?
Yes.
That's because we are.
Most definitely.
I'm 100% okay with that.
Instead of Turkish Delights, it's Gouda.
Where's the lion?
That's me.
The
I'm replacing the
No,
lion.
Yeah.
You are the little mouse.
Oh, there is a fencing mouse, yeah.
Yeah. So we I'm trying to come up with analogies for everybody here.
Matt's character replaces Mr. Thomas.
We have a fox, a snake,
I like the
a plant, a mouse, a flower girl,
Hey.
Brady, and a twink.
Hey, why am I just known as Brady?
Because I can't
Because
think of
enough
an
of it is
analogy
fault.
for your character.
Because that's more enough than an insult.
Fuck you too, Cody.
It took me a hot minute to realize who the twink was, and it was Josh.
Yes.
I was sitting here wondering who the twink was too for a second.
There's a TikTok. I actually posted it. Where did I post it? Did I post it in plotting?
I think so.
Yep.
Yeah, I posted a TikTok in plotting that was a clip, a bunch of clips from Arcane Season 2. And I was telling everybody yesterday that Victor from Arcane is basically Calvin. Except not canon Victor. It was the video, which was titled Arcane, but it's Australian. It's such a funny video, Matt. You have to go see it.
You do.
I will watch it.
The
watch
The
it once I'm
voice
done.
reminded me of Sasquatch.
But
Sasquatch
no,
and
but,
Moose.
no, chat. Calvin is not Australian. I am not doing an Australian accent the entire fucking campaign. I'm not doing an Australian accent. Oh my god.
Well, all right then.
Oh, you better do it, you cunt.
How you all doing?
But no, Calvin isn't much of a fighter. He's kind of a coward. So this is
Should have
gonna...
named him Courage.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure everybody at this point already knows Calvin was not his original name. His original name was supposed to be Kevin.
Oh yeah, that's right.
But for context for my chat, I had this random Joe Schmo guard whose literal first day on the job as a guard
He got kidnapped.
yeah, this poor guy, just an average level 1, not even a level 1. He was a civilian guard who was standing guard at the gates to this pit that led down to a bunch of like relics and ancient artifacts and stuff. Met the party, and the party,
Then we proceeded to
specifically
kidnap
Cody, kidnapped this poor guy and traumatized him to the point where they had to literally buy him out of his contract and force him to work in a bar that party owned.
On top of
Don't
that, I
forget about
cursed
the curse.
And cursed
Oh
him.
Lord.
Yep.
I cursed
Wasn't
him so he'd
it
never speak
hiccups
ever
or something
again.
like that?
Yeah, he'd have uncontrollable. No, yeah, it was uncontrollable hiccups because if you hiccup too much, you'll actually deprive yourself of oxygen and pass out.
Yeah. It wasn't
And it's
lethal.
every time he would try to speak of what he saw in that pit, he would hiccup uncontrollably.
It wasn't a lethal curse, but he didn't know that. This is literally the saviors of the world putting a curse on him and forcing him to wear a maid dress and serve at a bar.
We didn't even force him to wear the maid dress.
You
just
I
provided
wore
it.
it willingly.
gotta remember, this poor guy, a group of adventurers who can literally stop the invasion of demons, okay, comes up to you, hands you a maid dress and says, put this on. I'm putting that fucking thing on. I ain't asking questions. You will kill me.
Putting it on and doing a little twirl.
But I mean, hey, leave
Down
the bright side. He ended up getting a wife out of it.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true. He did end up marrying the owner.
And became very wealthy and successful.
Yep.
It worked out in the end, but still, it was kidnapping.
Yeah.
Yep.
But, I mean, no, yeah. I mean, Calvin was supposed to be named Kevin. But, no, he's a coward. he's not much of a fighter. Like, yeah, you guys had Silky last campaign, who was a tank by the end of the campaign.
Yeah.
No, Calvin, unfortunately, is going to be very different. He's actually, fun fact, Calvin is going to be my very first male in DMPC. Every other DMPC I've
that
ever
sounds
had
about right.
has been female. There was Opal,
Chica.
there was Anathil, May,
Masami, Celeste.
Celeste, Silky, and now there's Calvin. God, I've DM'd 6 campaigns. What the fuck? Oh my god.
Did it to yourself.
Oh, I know. I have no regrets at all. I'm a forever DM, and I'm okay with that.
There was one more. Oh, what was her name?
What do you mean there was one more?
The in-person campaign we were running. The Final Fantasy campaign.
Oh, the Final Fantasy campaign? Oh Lord, I don't remember who that was. I don't even count that as a campaign anymore. It only lasted like 3 sessions.
Yeah, I remember specifically she was an Oracle of Time.
Right.
I mean, gosh, season 1 of Starfinder was meant to be a little, 3-session one-shot.
Yeah, and now we're on season 2 and fucking a completely different galaxy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But yeah, I was like, yeah, just a little 3-session one shot. Let's have some fun. Then I was like, yeah, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. I'm like,
It's like, I have
Shit.
tricked myself into becoming a DM. Fuck.
I mean, at least Hino never became a DMPC.
That is true.
That would have been
Yeah.
That's
terrifying.
probably for the best.
I mean, so the ability to solo the campaign.
Pretty
Let's
much.
go.
Yeah, pretty much. It's crazy that
Pretty
she
sure
she
Josh and
started
I
off as
will
a
not
character.
apologize for that.
Oh, I'm never gonna apologize for that at all.
Oh heck no!
Never.
That campaign needed Hino,
Absolutely. And to be fair,
and
I warned him. I warned
Yeah.
him.
I mean, look at all the stupid shit he let us do.
That is true.
I mean, let's not talk about just like how imbalanced the shit he gave us was.
Yeah, that's another topic for another time.
Yeah.
I don't like that city.
What city?
It's ugly.
Oh, glass it.
I don't like that city. It's ugly. Get rid of it.
All
I'm gonna go
right.
take a nap now.
Literally, anytime
it's
anything
kind of
got
upset we never got to do
dirty
the
and
grand
like
heart
grungy,
race.
they literally threw Arabella in the pocket dimension
Into the
every
the land
time.
of cookies and ice cream.
Yeah. God, I can't wait for you guys to get to Demrin. I cannot wait for you guys to get to Demrin. That's gonna be so fun. So, anybody have any other questions? Quarrels, qualms, anything that they want to know about the region?
Really?
No, I like learning as we go along.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I just gotta make it a excuse how Little Miss Clueless got onto an island.
She took a boat.
She took a boat and she's like, "Take me as far as you can."
And they were like,
And
I got a
reached
world to see.
Yeah, that's fair.
and they were like, okay, sailed literally from Stagwatch to Dewell, and they were like, here you go. Which
And I gave them acorns as pavement.
which isn't even a day's travel. So yeah,
Yeah, that's fair.
I do want to point out, I already mentioned that over here is humans. Like most of the human kingdoms are over here. The Kolomon spine right here. You could probably imagine dwarves. Obviously, big ass fucking mountain range. Yeah.
Mhm.
And the Cambrid Mountain over here, that is your Draconic Mountain.
Oh boy.
That is where the dragons reside.
There be dragons.
Indeed.
Darby Dragons.
First, we hope we don't accidentally reincarnate someone known as the Destroyer.
Yeah. Relenthora obviously has...
Listen, we did nothing wrong there.
Yeah. Relenthora obviously has the giant tree. That's the Elven Kingdoms. One thing that I do want to mention, the newest thing, is the Chasm. The Chasm is the bridge, the primary like land bridge between the surface and the Underdark. The Chasm...
Is that why that spot's called the foot of the world?
Yes. Yes, the chasm leads down into the foot of the world, which quite literally is just a giant, like, naturally formed pillar that connects the surface to the Underdark. It's wide open, sunlight rains down inside this place, and a safe passage was constructed by the kingdoms of the Underdark to, you know, allow people to travel from the surface to the Underdark if they don't have the appropriate magical capabilities. So yeah, underneath the Draconic Mountain, obviously we have the Chembate hordes. So if you ever want to go treasure hunting, or if you want to try and break into a dragon's hoard, that's where you'll go. And of course, in the center, we have the Noir Mines, where the dwarves took the mountain of the surface, made it their kingdom, and then just went down.
They did what dwarves do.
They diggy hole.
Yeah.
All right.
Holding back from singing.
So, one more thing that I do want to talk about. Berevgrad. We all know Berevgrad is the heart of the parasite infection. Right? We all know that.
Oui.
The closest analogy that I can make of like how devastating the catastrophe that let the parasites roam free, I would probably say if Chernobyl was still a problem.
Well, damn.
Yeah, that's how serious this is. So yeah, as I mentioned in the description, this I can inform you guys about because this is something that you guys would have known. The parasites, they are a hive mind. So, you know, one is in danger, a million of them can come at the same time. Right? It is getting to the point where it's not just like animals or people or, you know, other things that are getting infected by these creatures. It's the land itself. I'm talking, you know, completely reshaping the landscape. Grass completely dies out, withers and turns black. The dirt is completely gone. It's just destroyed. It's unfarmable. It's like I would say it's like a really bad, like reddish brown kind of. Trees do not exist. It's therefore replaced by sprawling black, like almost seaweed kind of plants that just arrive in giant splotches all over the area. Water is completely undrinkable in the plague lands. It's just a really, really bad place. And, you know, for context, the plague lands have been on Endroth's radar for well over 20 years now. While being, yes, a recent event, there isn't going to be, you know, over 1,000 years of history to keep up with in this region. You only have to worry about like the last 50. But yeah, the Adventurers Guild is very adamant, I would say, on running ad campaigns, recruitment campaigns, trying to get people and adventurers to volunteer to push back the plague lands. Because the splotch of red that you guys see in the top right of the Underdark, it wasn't always like that.
It's growing.
Yeah. And it has been growing very rapidly in the last 5 years. And to put it into perspective, if you guys zoom in over towards Berevgrad, you have the standardized plague land before the immense like spread over the last 5 years. It was only about that big. It only contained Berevgrad and Kirsk. That is it. And, well, now, poor Takor over here is fighting for its life. So, those of you who are from the Underdark most definitely would have known about this. Who is from the Underdark?
Me.
I think just Cody.
Right.
Actually, I can tell you where my home is. Directly north of here.
Right.
Nashith. This was where my home was. Was.
Right. That'll be a thing that we talk about in the campaign, probably. So yeah, Cody is the only character who has personally seen and has encountered a parasite. And he knows exactly how nasty they are.
Damn straight.
So, real quick, I know that one thing that we definitely wanted to talk about, though, prior to the campaign, has any of your characters actually like interacted with each other?
It's a very good question.
Because I know we wanted
Most
to
of
talk
us
about
are
this.
involved in mercantile.
Yeah, especially with how many fucking merchants we have.
We have 3 merchants and 2 maids. And then 1 cheese boy.
And a twink.
Still be a merchant.
Actually, Matt, I was wondering, do you want to tie our characters together? I could have picked you up on the road. Saw you.
I think I'd be doing the
depending on where
picking up
you're
here,
from.
but yes.
I have a cart. I have a cart.
Either me or
wants
Cody
uppies.
could have picked you up, depending on where you're from.
He wants
He
uppies.
Matt,
Cody,
Matt
I will say you may have yeah.
yeah,
I was
Matt
going
Matt is
Josh,
from
please.
Matt is from the Elven capital, or like in the
More
the
than
forests.
likely.
I'm definitely. So if you came out of the chasm, which can we go back to the regular map?
Yeah, I would have.
Cody would have traveled through the foot of the world, up the chasm, and most likely have traveled north to Relanthara.
Yeah, so
Okay,
I'm
so
more than
me-
happy to be theoretically found. Because let's be honest here, your girl has no idea how this place works.
Okay, that works out because me and Cody would have met there too.
Oh, we know
My
each other as
character's-
well.
My character's from Relanthara. Or Relanora, whatever.
Yeah, but
however
would you
it's
have
said.
been in Relanora
Relanora.
at this point in time?
No.
Let me see how long ago I set out on my travels.
Yeah, because Sequoia quite literally like bamfed out of the woods and then just started being like, all right, what do I do next?
I left the chasm pretty much at the start of the infestation's movement. So about 5 years ago is when I left the Underdark and made my way up to the surface.
Yeah, so you would have had plenty of time to make it to Relanora. And actually, that would mind up timeline-wise with Cody's or Matt's emergence from the woods.
Yeah.
My backstory has no specific timeline for me leaving.
Brady, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't really see a point in why Ace would associate with Sequoia and Arostus.
Yeah, we're some odd.
Erosos,
things.
sorry.
Astrosis.
Astrosis, okay.
Stro.
Russian. Stro. Got it.
Greek.
Greek. Oh,
Astrosis.
Strosis. Okay.
For those of you wondering, Astrosis pontiki means sickly mouse in Greek.
But no,
Yeah.
I'm more than fine because that will help explain how Sequoia managed to get out of the Elfin capital region.
Yeah, and it would make a lot of sense for Sequoia to be talking to Astrosis,
A
because
mouse.
yeah,
Yeah.
a dryad and a mouse, that makes sense.
There,
Write me a book already, why don't you?
the funny part is, I would know a lot about druids because in my village, because mouselings live in trees, they have a lot of druidics to maintain and take care of those trees.
Yeah,
So it fits in perfect with my backstory. I would recognize what you are, and basically you'd become my boss. But I know everything. Well, I know more than you, so I would help you out.
Yep, sounds perfectly fine to me. And I hope you find the thistle milk.
Yeah, to make my cheese.
oh yeah.
You were saying about me, Josh?
I was just saying, like, it doesn't really make sense as to why Ace would kind of interact with Astrosis and Sequoia. I don't know. Ace just doesn't really strike me as somebody who would be
Stop to help a stranger.
stop to help a stranger, interact with a dryad of all things, because dryads are quite literally one of the rarest races to exist in the material plane. So even just the fact that even Astrosis found one, let alone away from her grove, if anything, is already like two freaking miracles.
Yeah, I'm a freak of fucking nature.
It's not so much that Sequoia would be a freak of nature, Matt. It would be more along the lines
I'm
of,
joking.
this is bad. Like, if the dryads are finding a way to leave their grove, this is bad. Something is going on.
I'm quite literally a soothsayer of the end times.
Yeah. And, Cody, you having a whole bunch of, druids and druidic practices in your village would have recognized a dryad strictly off of just the stories that you would have been told by the druids. And the concept of seeing one in person would instantly target your fight or flight response. And you definitely are fighting to civilianize Sequoia.
Yeah.
This also helps very much with Sequoia being completely inept when it comes to society. I'm like, I need someone to be my babysitter.
That would mean that you would know my grandfather, the one that taught me the ways of being a pikeman to me.
Absolutely. If you want to send me information, just write it down, send it to me, because I will forget things.
But Brady, I think if you were gonna have a connection to anyone, I would think it would be probably Hamaza, since you're both merchants.
Yeah, I can see that connection. Like Brady, what is Ace's alignment?
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral? Okay, so yeah, you definitely would have most likely ran into Hazama. Whether it would be like as a rival merchant, or purchasing something from him. So
Did I buy a rug from you?
Probably.
Was it a magic rug?
It was a skunk butt rug.
if you have coin.
Oh, skunk butt rug.
Skunk butt rug.
Oh, God, we're gonna have problems.
Oh God, are we playing Zootopia?
I mean, with enough non-human races in the group, probably.
There's only. No, well.
You're the only human.
I mean, yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's
I mean,
not me for
I never
once.
said what my race was.
You're half
What
elf.
race are you?
I know, but I was trying to keep it a surprise.
Well, did
I never specified. I just said we were non-humans.
yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's not that. It's
But my
not that
character,
big a
my
deal.
character art looks human enough.
Yeah. And you know, we're talking out of character, KP. It's fine. You know,
Yeah.
it'll be a point where it's like, oh my god, you're not a human in the campaign and everything. It's just, you know.
I know. Oh well.
Josh,
Wait,
would
that
you
means KP.
would you say me and
What?
sorry.
Would
I
that
was
mean your
saying,
character is from the Elflands?
Actually, she doesn't know where she's technically from. She was
Fair enough.
I love
found in, where is it? I just had it on the map. Mistide.
Orphanage.
Right here.
Right there.
Mistide. Okay.
And like I said earlier, she was
Was
found.
orphaned, yeah.
She was found left on the steps of an orphanage. Whether her parents are still alive or not is up for debate.
KP has
She doesn't know.
KP has made the mistake of giving me DM reign over her backstory.
I've made that mistake before, KP.
I've made
I
that
gave
mistake
him
too.
some. I
I
gave
left
him
my
I gave him some information, so it's not like he's having to create the whole thing.
Like Matt did.
listen. I like.
You know, I
What?
just
What are you talking
said
about?
you can kind of pick and choose. Like, I'm not really leaning one way or the other. If we can incorporate it into the story, great. If it just kind of doesn't make its way in, that's also fine. She's a big kid. She can
So,
handle the
Josh,
world
how
on her
long
own.
Mm-hmm.
How long did you say Cody and I have been traveling together? Like
Let's
5
see.
years total,
5
or like
so
2-3 years?
Matt, no.
Because how long do
Cody,
you think, Cody? How long do you think it would take Cernosis to get out of the Underdark?
That's quite a distance to travel, and you got to realize I'm a small creature. We're both small. Me and my grandfather were small.
Yeah, that's what I'm
creatures.
saying.
I'd probably say
did you not have your cart when you left the Underdark?
no. The
Oh.
cart would only be somewhat recent.
I would probably say that you guys have been traveling for about 2.5 years.
Okay. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, it wouldn't be the whole 5 years. 'cause
Yeah,
I
two and a half
I
years
left,
at maximum.
Sequoias.
I probably would have
Yeah,
gotten
I
the
left
cart.
Sequoias leaving in the woods.
I
ambiguous
probably
for a
would have
reason.
gotten the cart after meeting Sequoia, so that way, because the cart can travel with one additional person on top of the driver,
Yeah,
so that would make sense why I would get a cart then.
yeah.
And then, I started making cheese because
Why not?
I don't know if you know this, but mice
And
eat
I make
14 to
And
16
I make
times
herbal
a day.
remedies.
Yeah, we were talking yesterday, and this is the context for everybody who wasn't here. I forget what I was saying that brought up the conversation about Cody's cheese making. Cody, do you want to explain the rabbit hole that you went down to? Because
So
this is just baffling to me.
I kind of had a little bit of a tism that I needed to itch. So
You never.
most people like look into like making breads and whatnot. I kind of dived into cheese making because what ended up happening is I made the character and I needed something to do on my off time. I'm a melee focused character. There's really not much to go off of.
Fighter man.
So I needed something. I needed to figure something out. And I also had a ton of money left over from character creation, so I was like, all right, I need to spend this somehow. So I decided to get a cart. Decided a small cart because I didn't have enough for a caravan, and started looking into the beast of burden, and came across bulls, and I'm like, okay, bulls are cool. It's not donkeys because I've already done donkeys, and it's not horses because they're too generic. I wanted something different. Everything else was too far out of my price range, and I was like, all right, so I'll go with a bull. And I was like, wait a minute, what about cows? Can cows produce milk and pull at the same time? Turns out they can.
Yeah, I was about to
So,
say. Most
I
definitely can.
I ended up with 2 female cows and producing milk, which is a high quality commodity in these times. From there, I was like, okay, what can I do with milk? Well, lots. I can make cheese, butter,
Yogurt.
milk powder, yogurt.
Cream.
I mean, the list goes on, and I was like, all right, I'm going to be a cheesemonger. Then I kind of went a little bit overboard. Let's just click that real quick
Kind
for
of.
Josh. And copy and paste this.
Oh god, here we go. Oh, I've seen this shit.
Wait, what is this?
And then just a little footnote for cows. So basically, a cow can produce 6 to 8 gallons per day and have pulling power.
Oh,
I
this.
have a list of different materials and their cubic weights and measurements for the amount of milk that I can hold, the amount of cheese I can hold, and just how much it would take to process milk into cheese. So it takes 10 gallons of milk to make 1 pound of cheese, and all this happy horse shit.
And keep in mind, Cody did all of this without knowing that I had a carriage that can hold up to 200 pounds of materials and carry 6 people.
So we have 2 carriers?
Hey, Cody, in these
We have
notes,
a cart and a carriage.
in these notes, Cody, let me ask: does it tell you how often the cows produce milk? Is it daily?
Yes.
Provides milk 6 to 8 gallons per day.
Yep. So per day, yeah.
Oh Lord.
But here's the issue: cows only produce milk after giving birth for about, I think it's 6 months or something like that. But I even have a solution for that,
Oh boy.
and that is going from village to village trading cows. Because the one thing you can do is use other cows to produce milk for the other calf. So I would swap out my not pregnant cows for pregnant cows that will allow me to have milk and allow the cow farmer to produce more calves.
Wouldn't that work better with a nursing cow instead of a pregnant one?
Well, I mean, even then.
That's what I mean, nursing, yeah.
Oh, okay. I was
A
about
cow
to
that
say.
has recently given birth, I could take off their hands. Now I have a cow that's producing milk for the next 6 months. I don't have to worry about it for the next 6 months. I now have milk.
And chat,
And I would just trade them out.
He's really thought of everything.
And chat, I'm going to allow this because this is probably one of the most, I would say, commoner friendly trading system that we could possibly do. Because if you think about the rest of the party, right, we have a ton of different merchants who can help Astrosis sell his cheeses. You have Calvin, who is an alchemist, who can make potions to sell in case if they need a lot of gold. Matt and his herbal remedies that Sequoia can make in tandem to Calvin's potions. And then you have the two maids.
You got our ass whooped a lot last campaign.
And then you have the 2 maids that can cook everything.
Can help with the processing of the cheese because it's basically just cooking.
Yeah. It's
Wait, are two characters maids?
yeah.
Yes, 2 characters
Yes.
are made.
Yes,
Okay.
Rusty and I believe
I
KP.
missed that part.
And the
Yep.
yeah, and the funny thing is we didn't even like I didn't tell him about my character's backstory until like he was finished with his.
And none
What
of
is-
this was
this is the most
communicated
common
until after
folk-
all of the characters were built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one. This was all stuff that. happened.
We were about the
Zero
game. We were about the
communication.
game Josh's economy real
Yeah,
hard.
I literally like
Yeah, we
all,
are.
all we collaborated on really was like names and
And classes.
yeah,
Classes and
that's it.
pictures.
Yeah,
That's it.
classes,
That's it.
pictures, and
Yeah.
that is it. And I mean, yeah, this group is not going to be like the nameless in the last campaign. You guys will
Wanna hear
actually
something
have
even
a
Fucking
single
funnier, guys?
Oh my god.
Guys, want to hear something even funnier?
Sure.
We were
I
maids
would
to
love to hear something
merchants.
even funnier.
Maids to
No,
merchants.
I was made to a noble family.
Well, whatever. They still did trading.
Mm,
Yeah.
When the wilderness strikes back.
similar trading. Close enough.
The wilderness strikes back.
They bought a lot of goods. They had to do a lot of trading. Therefore, they're a merchant's best dream.
Yeah. Yeah, especially who they are, which we'll go over in the first couple sessions. But yeah, no, like this is probably the most like commoner friendly form of trade I can imagine. Just cheese and I was telling them yesterday, I was like, I'm already seeing all of the cheese jokes. And the fact that Cody has gone so far as to provide me all of these statistics and all of these numbers and everything, I have already started working on like an actual economy in my world, and it pisses me off.
I made Josh think about taxes.
I have to start implementing taxes in Endroth because this is just ridiculous.
Cody, did you ever write down the price of cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually listed there. It's for 1 pound of cheese, it is 2 copper pieces.
2 copper pieces for a pound of cheese.
I see a silver piece for a half a pound.
You know, that makes sense. That makes more sense considering
very
that
good.
half a gallon of milk is 5 copper.
Yeah.
So I don't know where I got my information, but that's apparently wrong. So a silver piece. That makes more sense.
2
Yeah.
silver for a pound.
And you guys got to think about this. Like everything is a base 10 system in my world. So every 10 copper is a silver, 10 silver is a gold, 10 gold is a platinum. You know, when you factor in all of these little numbers over the course of a period of time, it adds up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know that cheeses were so
Oh, yeah.
freaking expensive in Pathfinder First Edition. I'm just like, wow, why doesn't everybody be cheesemongers? And it's just Skyrim.
Because no
So-
one thinks about it.
With the fact that I have 2 cows, I can produce 1 pound of cheese a day. Oh, it's technically like 1.5 pounds of cheese a day.
Yeah.
We'll just say 1.
Just for simplicity's
so that's-
sake, right now.
That is 2 silver a day. Every day. If I have the
And
time
that's
to
if you get
process
someone
it.
to buy it, Mike.
Yeah, and that's not bad,
Cheese-
but it's also not necessarily great. It's not going to be game breaking or anything like
Cheese
that.
doesn't go bad though. It just gets better with age.
So wait, you're making
So it's
you're
all
making
about processing.
It means
Yeah,
we've got emergency rations and we don't have to eat the mouse.
that's true. Or the cows.
The mouse is saved.
So you're making 2
Wait.
silver. You're making 2
I don't
silver
know
a
what
day.
you're talking about. I just stand in the sun.
You're making 2 silver a
Yes.
day times 7 days in a week times 52 weeks in a year, and then divide that number by 10. You're you are making almost 73 gold a year.
That is significantly more than we need to survive. We weren't adventurers.
Yes. If you were not adventurers, that would have been like a very, very good career.
Yep.
We'd be
I mean,
damn
and then
near
you factor in the fact that
Western
both,
royalty.
yeah, then you factor in the fact that both Josh and I can make some level of remedies. Josh makes potions. I basically make the same thing. It just looks like something it's the equivalent.
You're the organic groceries.
Supply poison.
Yeah.
You're the organic version of my potions. I'm just like,
That's Walmart. I'm Walgreens.
here is a pristine, nice looking bottle of a healing potion that will, do what you need it to do. And then Sequoia walks up.
I throw a mushroom and a stick and
Have a salve.
I threw a mushroom and a stick in a pot, and then I max it all together, and look, now it heals you. Boom.
It's just
Yeah,
like,
we go from potions to salves.
yeah, pretty much. Potions to salves to cheese,
Mm-hmm.
and then to poisons from Jacob.
We are
Can I give chat
we are
an
really
idea?
we're heavy in the craftsmanship this campaign.
Can I give chat an idea for a merchant other than this? The original idea for a merchant I had?
Oh boy.
There is a spell
Sure.
called Carry Companion.
Wait, hold on.
Oh, this
Josh,
is fun.
you haven't even heard about this one. This one's amazing, and I will be pulling it out on you at some point.
All right, go ahead and repeat what you just said, so that way I can
There-
record it.
There is a spell called Carry Companion, which allows you to turn a horse and its buggy into a statue and put it in your pocket. Why don't you just buy a bunch of them, create a bunch of these statues, and sell them as emergency transportation? Say you're out on an adventure, you've saved this group of people, but their carriage has been destroyed. Pull out one of these things and sell it to them for a premium price. So now you have the fact that you saved them, so they owe you one, and now you're extorting them.
This guy has to be a used car salesman, right?
Exactly.
He talks like a used car salesman.
You are literally the definition of a used car salesman.
Oh
The
my
most
God.
chaotic neutral shit I have
Slaps a-
ever heard. What?
And you make sure you buy the worst
Slaps a
wagon
goddamn sticker
and
on the horse's
worst
ass.
horses. Don't even buy horses, buy donkeys. It's better than nothing.
True.
Seriously, you buy the worst possible condition machines, and it's just like, here you go. It's like you could either walk or you could take this, and I can guarantee you it's safer to take this.
Oh my god, that's incredible. That is
Sleazy
so
car
funny.
salesman.
It's
Until they run
dangerous,
into
so no,
Felfrey.
Take this.
Until they run into Felfrey.
You mean
The best
Fatali?
part,
Fatality.
It's all
the best part, is that you can use it offensively too. You take one of these statues and chuck it at somebody. What the hell are they gonna do when it turns into a giant horse and stables coming at them at a 90-mile fastball?
Oh my god, that's the equivalent of using shrunken cannonballs in a rifle with a ring of anti-magic at the end of the fucking rifle. Oh my god.
This is such a low-level spell.
And ladies and gentlemen,
Dude.
this motherfucker is the reason why you have to be certified to use magic in my world. The amount of times that anybody in this group actually has extorted magic in some sort of way for some dumbass reason
Hey.
like that.
Hey, I never extorted magic.
You can kiss the whitest part of my ass. You did not extort any kind of magic, Mr.
Don't hit
Titan
the player,
2.
hit the game.
Mr. Titan 2 size, you motherfucker.
That was all
Don't hit the player,
naturally
hit the
done.
game.
That was an extortion of magic. Eat my ass.
No, most of that was from an armor.
That's a magic armor.
That's so
It's still
magic.
magic.
Hey, it's not magic I cast
No,
on
we're
myself.
near,
it's
bud.
something- What?
Even the person that rarely uses magic, that has only made a few magic characters in any campaign is saying that's still magic.
It makes me so terrified because if you guys are coming
Yeah.
up, if you guys are coming up with like the sleazy car salesman bullshit right now, what the fuck am I going to do when we go to Astria? That is nothing but magic.
You
I already
really
told you
don't
what
want
I'm
to know.
doing.
Josh, the simple answer is I make a wave wall, and then I live inside my wave wall, and you just can't fucking hit me, bitch.
That was so fucking dumb. It was such a fucking stupid
I
spell.
can't little arm tube man.
Ugh.
Well, it only worked because of Gil, like, had passives to swimming and things like that because of his racial background.
Cody, I had to put a limit on your browser time on PFSRD. give me your IP so I can code that.
You're getting parent lock.
I'm putting a parental lock on
Parent lock.
PFSRD for you. You fuck.
You're getting the parental controls.
Oh, that's so good.
Oh my god. Sleazy car salesman, Jesus Christ. Hi, I just saved your life. I just saved your life. Do you want to buy a cart to get home? Pay up. It's just like, what the fuck?
And it's like
Next thing we're
the
making
best
is
part
a
is when
courier
you're
from,
saving their life.
Skyrim.
When you're saving their life, you
Courier
accidentally, fireball their horses. You know, you cause more damage than you.
Wow, that's
now
a
we're-
real sleazy car salesman.
Now we're entering the realm of neutral evil. What the
Yeah,
fuck?
that's like Danny DeVito in the goddamn Matilda movie right there.
That is exactly what I was thinking when I was saying that. It's like, what? I saw a guy rushing you. I killed him, you know? I'm sorry I got your horses too, but
You could be dead if I didn't do that.
On
Yeah.
the bright side, though, and he just opens his trench coat to reveal all of the pristine statues. Do you want to buy a new cart?
Want to buy a horse?
No, bitch has a suitcase. Bitch has a suitcase.
It's just like, what the hell? That's funny. That's funny.
My own personal cart, which is made like plated gold and everything. I keep in my top hat.
My name is Wimbly's Wild Horses.
Oh boy. All right. So we're establishing that Sequoia and Astrosis know each other.
Yeah,
Hamza,
it just makes sense.
Hazama and fucking said it again. Hazama and Ace have encountered each other before. And everybody else is just showing up in Eagle Front for work.
Work.
So, funny enough, I actually have like a whole page now, like dedicated to the Adventurers Guild, just to flesh them out a little bit, you know, because it's one of those things that I was like, it exists, but I don't necessarily have a whole lot about it. So, here's everything that I have about the Adventurers Guild.
Oh boy.
It's just a sentence. The Adventurers Guild is a thing.
So, the Adventurers Guild, I have written down, is the only worldly organized guild that contains all of the appropriate information in regards to people who call themselves adventurers. These individuals are licensed to take on quests to fulfill a contract provided by the submitter. It can range from a simple assistance at the docks to the slaying of a demon monarch. Completing these quests earn you reputation with the guild along with pay from the submitter, and on rare occasions, the guild itself. The reputation in the Adventurers Guild comes from the form of ranks. These ranks are what determines your skill and ability to take on higher, more dangerous quests. So, you have ranks 1 to 10, and all of these are based off of level. So, ranks 1 to 10 are your standard level 1 to level 10 characters. Because around level 10 is where you start to really thin out the amount of people who make it beyond that level of power. You have copper at level 11, bronze at 12, silver at 13, gold at 14, platinum at 15, emerald at 16, ruby at 17, sapphire at 18, mithril at 19, and adamantine at 20. And then here are all of your rules.
Honestly, Josh, I'm excited to actually get to play with the reputation system this time.
Well, no, it's not the reputation system. I'm right. It's the rules.
It's the rules that you guys need to be worried about.
Yeah.
Because Matt, I don't think you were here for this conversation when he implemented this.
Nope.
So, Josh, would you like to?
Is one of them not throwing Molotovs like goblin camps?
Yes.
Yes. We would have been
Oh.
From last campaign, we would have been tried so damn hard.
Yeah, you guys literally would have spent life in prison.
For the amount of stuff we pulled.
I also would have gotten out.
The raising of undead and summoning of fiends is strictly prohibited.
We never did that.
Yes, Rule 8. The raising of undead and summoning of fiends is strictly prohibited unless you are given specialization by the academies of Astria.
What if my best friend Jean de Rayo? That man's a fiend.
So,
yeah.
Yes. The rules of the Adventurers Guild are as follows. All guild members will act in the guild's interest. No guild member shall harm another guild member or their possessions. Local laws shall be respected always. Surrendered foes will be under our protection until handed over to the local law. The use of force against innocent parties is never an option. As I look at all of you.
Listen, Sequoia would never.
The protection of innocent parties supersedes all above rules. Guild members will submit to the will of local law enforcement unless that law enforcement has itself been compromised. Raising of the undead is strictly prohibited. The guild receives...
so I can't be a necromancer?
Unless if you have special authorization from the academies of Astria. You would have had to graduate necromancy school.
Cough, cough. We haven't.
The guild receives 25% of each contract payment. This amount is non-negotiable, and the guild portion is attributed equally amongst seniorities. The guild commits to...
We're a bunch of fucking merchants.
Yeah, the guild commits to providing suitable lodgings, food, and basic adventuring supplies in accordance to the member's rank. Upon return from adventuring duty, adventurers are entitled to a refund of any gold spent on lodgings and food up to an amount in accordance to their guild ranking. So that means if you are under contract and you need money for lodging, like at an inn at a local town, you can get that reimbursed.
So we gotta keep our receipts?
Yes. Hi, welcome to the economy system that Cody fucking forced me into.
God damn it, Cody.
Boys, we're doing bookkeeping.
You guys should be doing bookkeeping by keeping notes already. What the fuck?
I mean, yes, we are.
You're all
I just meant
merchants
more of,
anyway. What the
legitimately keeping.
You're all merchants anyway.
Not all of us.
Yeah, all you literate people make notes.
I'm not literate. What are you talking about?
Rule 11.
Alright, since you're a merchant, you can read and write.
Any
I'm a
loot,
snake.
treasure, gold item of value, arcane items, living or dead creatures, or any other acquired item that is not explicitly part of the contract is considered the personal property of the guild member or members that found it and shall be treated as such.
In other words, looting is on the table.
Yes, if it's not nailed down, take it.
Take it.
A guild member shall hold the laws and order of the guild above the laws and orders of whatever land they might be in. A member shall remain bound to the guild laws even in the face of penalty from outside powers, and is granted permission by the guild to break said outside laws if necessary to complete the expressed terms of the contract. And of course, you all would
That's
have
some
had,
malicious compliance right there.
and of course, you all had to sign the document that says, I, blank, under witness of a guild authority and under oath bound by the fate and blood, I do submit myself to the laws of the Adventurers Guild.
Josh, I would like to say that if Sequoia signed that, it is quite literally just her handprint that's kind of sticky because it's sap.
Yes. So yes, of course, the Adventurers Guild obviously has several main branches that reside in each of the regions. Region of Origin of Luavara, the Alchemist Guild of Genesis and Endroth, the Mage Academies of Astria, and the Imperial Cathedrals of Valis Adhere. So yeah. Now I have a reason to send guards after you in case if you burn down another fucking forest.
Listen, it was controlled burn for like 5 seconds.
For 5 seconds.
That was not our fault. That
Yep,
was
it was-
tampered with.
We
The forest
were
was
later
tampered with.
absolved of those allegations.
That fire was contained until magical interference.
It wasn't. Yeah.
Goblins had a bead of
They
fireball.
can't prove it.
Goblins had a
Still-
bead of fireball.
Still
That-
magical
enough said.
interference.
What are they gonna do, Josh? Track Elistar down?
At that current time, yes, they could have.
Yeah, you're right. They could have still tracked Elistar down.
And yes, I have a punishment system in the background, in case if you guys actually do break any of these rules. You will be hunted, you will be arrested, and you will be tried.
Well, let's
Okay,
break the rules.
okay,
Get
okay.
Caught, mind you.
Okay.
Question.
This is a question as well. KP, go first.
Are we gonna get a handout of the rules?
I can
Please.
go ahead and get a handout right now going for you.
Yeah, let's do that.
Thank you.
Okay,
Yes,
my
I
question.
would also love a hand.
Because
Yeah.
nobody's gonna remember them
Yeah.
off the top of their heads from a vocal
No.
I mean,
conversation.
pretty much, long story short, don't be an ass.
Yeah, just don't be a dick.
Okay.
And
Okay.
follow
so
the
what,
laws.
so
But being
what
a dick is
happens?
fun.
What happens if you
Shut up,
do
Brady.
break the rule, but you're under influence and you can't stop raging?
That is
I think you-
worthy
well,
of being
that's it.
tried. I'm sorry.
If the person that is hunting you finds that you're under some sort of rage effect for some
So
magical
they're gonna
reason,
hold a trial, and if they find
Would
you
you still
not
be
guilty,
tried?
you're fine.
Yeah, what about if it's against your will because you're mind controlled?
that's what I'm getting at.
That's a
They
different
still
story.
have to hold a trial, and if they find it during the trial,
So
then you're fine.
Here's the thing. There are spells that you can use to track effects that have come upon you. And remember, the Adventurers Guild has a lot of connections. They are literally in every region of the world. It's not going to be like, oh, you commit a crime and then all of a sudden you're 3 days later you get stopped by a bunch of guards. No, we are talking like, how many of you have played Hogwarts Legacy?
Yes, very fun game. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
So whenever you cast an unforgivable curse in Hogwarts Legacy, you are immediately apprehended by aurors. Like, they just appear
Yeah.
out of thin air and they apprehend you. That is the kind of power the Adventurers Guild has.
Stop! You violated the law.
It's just instant teleport and then mass hold person.
How did you know?
Eyes
That's
and ears everywhere.
that under witness of guild authority and under oath bound by fate and blood. Blood magic.
We're back to this bullshit.
Yes, we're back. Yes, we're doing this again.
Well, Josh, I gotta say, you don't really have to worry about me.
Oh, I know.
Take a look at Vanya's alignment.
Oh, God damn it.
Yeah,
Awful
Sequoia's honestly fine too.
Yeah. Like, this party I'm not worried about. This
The
party,
last one, on the other hand,
this party I'm not worried about. Astria, maybe.
Hey, let's.
Maybe I'm a little worried about
Hey, our
Astria.
morals were maybe.
Josh,
Hey, listen,
I'm
our
worried
morals
about
will
the
only lose last campaign
DMPC for
'cause
the
they had
next
to be.
campaign. That one I think is going to be
Oh no, that's not the one for the Nets campaign. That's the one, the one after that, the evil campaign.
Oh.
Yes, Valicid here.
oh, the final one.
The
Yes.
one where we want to be breaking these rules.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
these rules are going to become a checklist for you guys in Valicid here.
Is it bad that my character already breaks one of those rules just by being himself?
And that was a hero of this campaign.
In Valicid here,
Okay.
probably.
Yeah, the evil campaign.
Yeah.
He's a summoner.
Oh boy.
Summoners are different though. Unless
Well,
if unless
it
if you are
depends if
strictly
he's summoning undead.
yeah, unless if you are summoning undead, then yes, there's a problem.
What about demonic
Every
creatures?
every creature that I summon will have the shadows creature subtype.
Then they're not undead; they're shadows.
But there are
It's
shadow
different.
fiends.
That's different. Yeah.
Man, I can't wait to get into these semantics.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be
Well,
great.
we can debate this later.
But yeah, I just thought that would be a nice little addition to the world building because you guys got away with a lot of crimes last campaign.
In our defense, though,
lot.
we a lot of the crimes we committed were just for the fact of us just being there in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Wrong place, wrong time.
Or we committed crimes for the betterment of the realm.
That is true.
Yeah, our crimes may have been illegal, but man, did they save the realm?
Yeah.
But some of those where it says that where the government is already compromised or the authority is already compromised.
The government was very compromised.
Or can I say this?
Well,
We were in some cases we were allowed to go in.
Yes, you guys were allowed in the Dwarven Archives.
We were allowed in the Elfin Archives before I got backstabbed and kicked down some stairs.
Well, I mean, that was a trap. So
But still, we were allowed in.
And then
I mean,
what
we had
happens-
permission.
And
yeah,
then what happens in the pocket dimension stays in the pocket
Fucking
dimension.
dimension.
Stays in the pocket dimension.
so yeah, I just think that'll be really fun, just to see how you guys are going to be solving some of the problems that I'm going to be presenting to you in this campaign. Because, I know I've mentioned this in the past, but the entire element of this region, like the entire theme around it, I'm only going to give you one clue, because as that I already know, maybe only 2 or 3 of you have read it. I know Matt read it.
Oh no, not this again. Oh god, not this again.
So this entire campaign is inspired by the book series The 39 Clues.
Nope, I haven't read it.
Motherfucker.
I'm guessing you read
They're
it.
very
Ew.
good.
Did you say ew, Cody?
Yeah.
He did. He did.
That's the correct response.
It's just, I liked the book series. There were certain books, like book 6.
I'm not saying
No.
the books
Read
are
in general.
The books are great.
Oh, reading in general. I thought you were
Oh.
calling the book series. Ew, I was about to come up there for a minute.
Sure, you can buy anytime you want.
No. I agree with that. The fact that the book series is great. It's just knowing the book series and what little I remember. God, you fucking bitch.
So yeah, it's a good thing that most of you don't know about that book series. It's a really good book series, by the way. I would highly recommend anybody to read it. But yeah, it's gonna be great. So, anybody else have any other questions or points of interest that they want to touch up on a little bit? Feel free. Like, this is just us talking at the table.
Okay. So here's one. What if one of our quests tells us, "Hey, I want you to go collect this for me," and it, ends up as the whole Evenhold Keep situation all over again, where we summon the destroyer.
Oh, for Ebon Keep?
Yeah.
We
That
did not
okay.
summon that thing.
So first of
The
all,
dragons willfully.
So first of all, the dragons asked you for an offering to speak to them. Okay?
Right.
You gave them the armor that was made out of an ancestor of them. Okay? The dragons hold extreme political power, being some of the wisest and most magically and physically powerful creatures in the world. Right? So them making the mistake of accidentally reviving the destroyer dragon, that's on them.
Not our fault.
That's on them.
fully
You
on
guys
them.
would not have, nor would be.
We had no way of stopping them. We had no way of knowing it. We had no way of none of that.
Exactly. You guys literally had no idea that would have happened. So that is no skin off your back. The guild.
Besides that, if the
If that situation
besides
happened,
that, if
Alistair-
the dragons say jump, you jump.
So what I'm hearing is,
Hi,
hey,
Hunter.
Rusty,
Mhm.
do I hear a World of Warcraft shenanigan again? The Defiance Brotherhood.
I was about to say, are you guys gonna cart enemies?
I mean,
I mean, we could do it.
Can't go
We
5
have some
minutes without
simpler
having something
cheeses.
nice.
I mean, it very much could
there's
work.
simpler cheeses.
You
I mean,
also
Jesus
have
is
to
right
take
here.
No
You
cheeses.
also take into consideration I have a 24-inch by 18-inch by 24-inch chest with a lock on it.
Oh yes, we can absolutely do that.
Jesus, take the wheel. Take it good a hands.
I'm going to explode with the amount of cheese jokes and the amount of cheese themed torture that I'm about to encounter for the next 2 years.
You know, my favorite culture
worry,
is
it'll
cheese
grow
because
on
it's
you.
made of bacteria.
This is the reason why I told you guys
These
not.
jokes will.
This is
It's gonna be
this
a
is
Gouda
why
time.
I told you guys not to tell Matt because it's already starting.
These jokes are gonna mold over really well.
I specifically said, don't tell Matt about the teas.
And one of the first things we do,
You told him
Talk about
about the
session
cheese.
0,
Tell Matt about
is
the
tell
cheese.
Matt about the cheese.
Here's the thing, Josh. I'm not playing a witty character this time.
No, you're playing a clueless girl failure.
Yeah. Okay. At least I'm not a Mary Sue.
That's true.
Fair.
Yeah.
Let's not get started
No,
on that.
listen. I
No,
very much
no, you know who
try
it
to
is?
like go out of my
You know
will.
who is playing the Mary Sue? KP.
What do you mean?
Not on purpose.
Yeah.
Not on purpose.
Well, actually, now that I think about it, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you to bring it to our attention, Trusty.
You know what? I'm gonna shock you all, and I'm not gonna be no Mary Sue. You'll be
She's
surprised.
gonna have character growth, you bitches.
No, I was
Gave me
talking
girl
about
power,
her,
right?
her fucking stats. Besides her strength, she is pretty good in everything.
What are her stats?
Oh yeah, my stats.
I am Noodle.
Oh my god!
Yeah, look at her
I
stats.
rolled really well. Okay.
I
Literally,
also rolled pretty well.
literally, strength 9, charisma 20, every other stat is 15.
Oh.
Well, damn.
You
I
guys
have
don't
one
wanna know my
stat above
stats, then?
12, I think.
You guys don't want to know my stats.
Oh,
I kinda wanna know
yours
your
are
stats
fucking
now.
godly. you
Yeah,
bitch.
Cody, I could not believe the rolls that you got for Astrosis. It baffled me. I'm like, holy shit, the wizard actually gave you good rolls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got
so
some pretty decent
Bullshit.
rolls for the
I am
3
rocking. I am rocking 17 strength, 16 dex, 19 con, 16 intelligence, 11 wisdom, and 15 charisma.
I have a 16 in strength, 18 dex, 14 con, 19 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and charisma.
We rolled really good this session.
Yeah?
I got
You ready to hear how
14
useless I am?
strength, 16 dex, 15 con, 12 intelligence, 13 wisdom, and 18 charisma.
For me,
You
I
ready,
have.
ready for this, Joe?
Go for it.
You ready? 10 strength, 13 dex, con is 12, intelligence is 14, wisdom is 18, charisma is 12.
Okay, I'm
only
so
got one
glad
stat
I'm
above
not the
15.
only like normal person around here.
So for me, I have a
My,
15.
yes, my dryad's really normal, Josh.
So for me, I have a 15 strength, a 17 dex because of my race. So
I'm a sneaky.
14 con, 11 intelligence, a 10 in wisdom, and a 16 in charisma.
Calvin's stats are 11 strength, 16 dex, 15 con, 17 intelligence, 16 wisdom, 14 charisma.
Almost wisdom. Josh, have you seen the spell-like abilities I have that I can just do whenever the fuck I want?
Matt, I'll be completely honest with you. I don't ever look at any of your sheets because it's more fun for me
I
just
know.
seeing what kind of shit you guys throw at me.
Yep.
It's more fun
I'll leave this.
for me.
I'll leave this a surprise.
It's more fun for
And
me.
I won't spoil the surprise here.
I already spoiled myself a little bit by looking at Cody's character sheet, and I already hate myself.
Oh,
This fucking tiny ass little mouse has what is it? 15 HP and a 20 AC at level 1. I'm like, what the
And-
fuck?
the best part is if I'm fighting a creature that's larger than me, my AC goes up.
Yeah. So,
You're a
The bigger the
small
creature. The bigger the creature, the more my AC goes up.
yeah.
Oh fuck.
So if I'm fighting a medium creature, it's a +1. If I'm fighting a large creature, I get +2.
Yeah, and then it just goes higher and higher from that.
Not until I level up more, but yeah, it's
Are
capped
you
there
a
for
Titan
now.
fighter?
No, I am what's called a disciple of the pike.
Ah,
He turns himself
It's
into a
form of
thumbtack.
cavalier. I quite literally do.
He's a fish.
He turns himself into a fucking thumbtack.
He's-
And it's not
No,
and
he's
it's
a
not a
goddamn
thumbtack
Lego that
that
you step on in the middle of the night.
No, it's not a thumbtack. It's a Lego.
yeah.
he's a D4. He is the D4.
The breathing caltrop, Jesus. Oh boy. All right. Any other questions or
It's
anything
about to
that
get
you guys
fun.
want clarified or anything?
No?
That I could think of.
Yeah.
No?
learning stuff as we go is fun.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd much rather come in with fucking nothing.
All right. Well,
Oh, we
chat.
needed the rules.
Yeah, you guys do have the rules now. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Well, chat. Thanks for hanging out for our very chaotic and sporadic session 0. Session 1 of the region of Endroth is going to be starting next week.
Woo!
So, thanks for hanging out, guys. I know this is a little bit of a shorter stream, but things happen.
Things happen.
But yeah, we're gonna see you guys here hopefully for session 1. I don't know what I'm going to be calling it yet. But it's going to be premiering right here, 7:30 Eastern. So you can go ahead and figure that out for your respective time zones. Jacob, anybody else going to be live streaming their point of view?
Yes.
You're going to be streaming as well?
East.
Yeah, we're going to be streaming as well.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm not currently streaming.
It's okay.
Because I am.
So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, make sure that in case if you don't want to be spoiled by anything of the DM side, feel free to go check out Jacob's channel, which I'm going to be going to spam in the chat real quick. So go follow him if you guys want to see the player perspective of everything.
I spam my side with the DM's perspective.
And I hope to see you guys here next week. So, thanks for watching, folks. And welcome to Endroth, aka the Plague Lands.
Yeah.